What is up, Copa family? We are back with another episode of the COPA90 Power Rankings. It's been about a month since I've given you my club power rankings, and man, things have changed. The tables in Europe are starting to take shape. Champions League is still in the early stages, but has given us some great games. And PSG is still in the news for all of the wrong and right reasons. So this is my top 10, and remember, this is not about who is the best, but who is in the best form and who no one would want to be coming up against right now. Let me know what your top 10 looks like in the comments. Now, let's get to it. Sneaking in at number 10, it's Boca Juniors. While the season has barely begun, Boca have already separated themselves from the pack with a 6-point cushion thanks to winning all 6 of their opening games. Striker Dario Benedetto has been on an absolute tear over the last 12 months, averaging almost a goal a game, which has earned him call-ups to the national team and has even been selected in the starting lineup over the likes of Dybala and Icardi. This season, Benedetto already has 6 goals and is under the watchful eye of some of Europe's biggest clubs. At number 9, it's Toronto FC. Now, before you go on a rant in the comments about how they're not top 10 quality, this is not about quality. Well, kinda is. But it's also about current form against their competition, and TFC have just won the Supporters' Shield and set the single season points record in MLS, which is really hard given the league format. Giovinco, Bradley, Altidore, and Vasquez lost the MLS Cup final last season, but have kept the spirits high and are now favorites to take the MLS Cup trophy this year. Giovinco and Altidore have 31 goals between them, and former La Masia product Victor Vasquez finished second in the league in assists. While the unique playoff structure makes it difficult for any one team to be true favorites, you really can't bet against these guys at this point. At number 8, and it warms my heart, it's Valencia. I'm not complaining that La Liga has been primarily dominated by 3 teams over the last years because those teams are world class, but it is nice to see Valencia back in the mix after a few hot, cold seasons in a row. Simon Zaza has been a catalyst for their success so far, sitting second in the Golden Boot race behind none other than, guess who? Messi, and he's on 8 goals. The support is coming from Guedes and Soler, who are both top 5 in the league in assists. If I'm anyone outside of Barcelona, this is one team I don't want to be playing against right now. At number 7, it's Inter Milan. Look, I know the title race so far in Italy has been amazing, but Milan, not the red one, but the blue one, have been sick and are currently sitting in second place after going their first 10 games unbeaten. The always controversial Mauro Icardi is on 11 goals after just 10 games, which in Serie A is Ballon d'Or type numbers. No one would have expected them to be in second place at this point in the season, and it looks like manager Luciano Spalletti may have finally brought the much needed stability back to the club. Just a secret between us, I really do hope deep down that Inter, Lazio, or Napoli can finally steal the title away from Juventus. Coming in at number 6, it's Galatasaray. An early knockout from the Europa League competition by Swedish minnows Östersund had all of us worried that Gala's poor form would continue, which, if you weren't aware, lasted the better part of 2 years. But they seem to take the knockout from the competition on the chin and have been brilliant in the Super League. Undefeated to start the season, and a 6-point cushion at the top of the table is exactly what the club needs to get back to the glory days of winning titles and Champions League football. If you're wondering who's scoring the goals, it's none other than former French international and Lyon and Marseille player Bafétimbi Gomis. He's leading the team in goals and is second in the Golden Boot race with 9 goals after just 9 games. It's a bit of a hot take, but if he does keep up this goal-scoring streak, he could get a France call-up sometime this winter or in the spring. And yes, we know he also played at Swansea. At number 5, and perhaps unfairly, it's Barcelona. Going into these rankings, I knew Barcelona would need to be in the top 5, but I didn't know exactly where they'd land. But 5 it is. These guys have been solid from the get-go, and by solid, I mean just about perfect, and by just about perfect, I mean 13 wins and 1 draw in their 14 matches since their Supercopa loss to Real Madrid. Barcelona have won 15 of their last 16 in the league dating back to last season, and are 4 points clear at the top of the table, and 5 over current champions Real Madrid. Messi is top of the league on goals on 11, which just seems to be the same story every single year. I remember in my playing career, we get to the end of a season and we think, how could we possibly do this physically for another year? Being this good for this long is insane. And he's doing it, and he's doing it well, and he's got Barcelona perfect across all competitions. At number 4, it's PSG. Fights over penalties, ejections, turmoil, rumors, drama, PSG has had it all already this season, but what they've also had a lot of is wins. They're undefeated across all competitions to start the year and have somehow put all the controversy aside to continue to push forward towards their goals of winning Ligue 1 and the Champions League. Neymar is number 5 on the league goal charts with 7 and number 1 on the assist chart with 5, while Cavani is streaking towards the Golden Boot race with Falcao and is currently on 9 goals. PSG could easily go higher on this list because they really haven't done anything wrong, but I've docked them a spot for giving up 2 goals in a 2-2 draw with Marseille last week, but I'm expecting a clinical home win against Nice, which should put them back in the top 3 in our power rankings. For number 3, it's of course Napoli. Well, not of course, but in my mind it's at least an of course. You guys didn't think I could actually place Inter over Napoli, did you? The most entertaining club in Europe to watch? I should probably dock them a few places too for losing 2 Champions League games, one of which was against Shakhtar, or for only managing a draw at home against Inter Milan. But for now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they are on top of the Serie A table and because they are damn fun to watch. Napoli are led by goal monster Dries Mertens, but are a lot like Man City in the fact that they spread their goal love around, which, depending on who you ask, is either a blessing or it's a curse. They aren't the deepest squad in Italy, so an injury to Callejon, Mertens, or Insigne could see them quickly fall down the Serie A table. Coming in at number 2, it's Tottenham Hotspur. To be fair, it was tough to pick a number 2 this week because there's so many teams that are deserving of it, but I went with Spurs because, well, Harry Kane. He's an absolute genius. He's sheer quality, he's Owen quality, and pending injuries, which we know he's capable of, could go down as one of the greatest strikers in England's history. He's not their only tool though. Well, in terms of goals, he kind of is, but Dele Alli, Ben Davies, and Christian Eriksen have, stats aside, been huge in helping Spurs not only stay in the title race, but also sit atop the Champions League group of death after taking a point from Real Madrid and all 3 from Dortmund. At number 1 for this week's CPR, it's Manchester City. What is not to love about these guys at the moment? They've got quality, they've got depth, and now no one wants to play against them. Sané, Aguero, Sterling, and Jesus make up 4 of the top 10 scorers in the Premier League right now and have a combined 24 goals between them after just 9 league matches. Add all of that to an undefeated record across all competitions, including 3 straight wins in the Champions League and only 1 draw in the league, the rest were actually wins, and you can see why they're the out-and-out favorites to win the league this year and potentially challenge for a Champions League trophy. With United and Spurs facing off this weekend and City playing against West Bromwich, it's another chance to separate themselves at the top of the table. So guys, that is it for our COPA90 Power Rankings. Who do you think should have been included in our top 10? Bayern, Lazio, Porto, RB Leipzig, or even Watford supporters could make a strong argument for their clubs to be on this short list. Let us know what your power rankings are looking like in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going on Walk Talk Football. Use the hashtag WTF to ask any football questions that are on your mind. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.